2020 has been one of the craziest years as an Amazon seller. I did not expect this. My goal was to hit 200,000 in sales, and I actually hit $900,000 gross sales in just Amazon in 2020. And I expect 2021 to be even crazier. If you like similar videos like this, guys, please make sure you subscribe, like, and hit that notification button so you can get updates of my videos. Let's just jump straight to two things that I wish I knew when I started my Amazon journey. That is one, I wish I knew that I needed a seller's permit. I know it sounds very straightforward. I know it sounds like, oh my God, that's the basics. That's, you didn't do your research. But, I was so eager when I started my Amazon adventure. I was so eager. I was so just ready to go and find my very first profitable item that I forgot to do a little more research. So I started sourcing locally. I started going to my local warehouses. As soon as I went in, they would ask me, do you have a seller's permit? And I would be like, I do, but I forgot it at home. But I knew that I didn't have one. Some of them were cool. Some of them were like, okay, no problem. You can buy today, but next time bring it, please. So, so now we cannot continue selling. And I was like, yes. It was very embarrassing. Some vendors were like totally straightforward with me, and they were like, nope, we can't sell to you until you bring a seller's permit. I'm so sorry, that's our policy. And I'm like, in my head, I was like, no, I have money. Why are you trying to why do I need a seller's permit? I don't need it. But I wish I knew I needed a seller's permit, and that's one of the first things. And two, an entity. Before I go on and explain more into details, let's go ahead and actually talk to an expert, someone that actually does this for a living, and that is my really close friend and my accountant, Jose Villapando. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with the man of the hour, my good friend Jose Villapando, aka Crazy. We're here. He's my, like I said, he's my very close friend, and he's also my accountant, the guy that saves me from getting in trouble from Uncle Sam. So Jose, my top, I've been making videos trying to teach people how to do Amazon. And one of the things is I really want to tell people it's how do we go about when we start our business journey at Amazon? What's the right way to start it without, you could say, avoiding some steps, and one of the things that I've talked about is basically starting the right way, and that's why I wanted to come to an expert, someone that I'm not just talking and telling people what I think, and I came to an actual expert. So before we start, tell us about yourself.
About me? Well, I've been in the tax field for about almost 10 years. I started when I was 17. I'm about 28 now, so
wow.
A little bit over 10 years.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, sure, I remember. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, to start off in Amazon, the first thing, the couple of things that you first got to do is obtain the seller's permit, especially here in California. Especially if you go to a distributor or a wholesaler that you want to buy something from, they're always going to ask you for a seller's permit. Now, the seller's permit is there for the end user. The end user pays the sales tax. So, for example, when you buy a marker and you buy it for $1, it's not going to cost $1. It's going to cost you $1, let's say $1.10.
Yeah.
For the taxes. But you still have to have that seller's permit because you, as a retailer, have to sell it to the end user.
Okay. So I mentioned that we needed the very first thing is we needed a seller's permit, because I remember when I started my journey, I went ahead and I got excited and I went to all these local vendors, and the first thing they were like, as soon as I went in the door, they were like, "Where's your seller's permit?" And I'm like, "Oh, I have it, but I just didn't bring it with me." And some of them would believe me, and some of them would okay, no, bring it next time, and I'll sell to you, right?
That's one of the barriers to entry for this type of business.
Yeah, exactly, right. And back then you were able to go to Staples and actually show your permit, and they would waive your taxes.
Yes.
Yeah, some of them do. I know that I've done it recently to a couple stores, and I think that's why I believe that's one of the first things we should get, right?
Yes.
Seller's permit.
Obviously, the seller's permit. The first thing, the major thing you should always get is if you're gonna start a business, opening up with an entity.
Okay.
That's very crucial. One, because you protect yourself. An entity is there for it to work as your own business. You yourself won't work for it. You are going to be somewhat of an employee for your business, not you. Okay.
Okay.
And then the other thing is, a lot of people really think that if you open up a company or a corporation, you're going to pay more taxes. That's not true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
You actually save in taxes.
Okay.
It's a major advantage of it as well.
Okay, yeah. That's one of the big misconceptions I think even like I was part of. I know that he's been a tax preparer for a long time, and for a long time I was a big believer of just like, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna basically report whatever I want. Mm-hmm. And like I didn't have an entity for a while. He actually pushed me. You're like, yeah, go ahead, Marcus. You need an entity. You need an entity. And I was like, nah. Like this guy, like I'll be honest. I was like, this guy needs this guy just wants to make money out of me. And now a year into myself, I realized like the big advantages that
it's a relief.
That relief, right?
It's a relief.
Can you go ahead and like tell us some of the types of entities we could get, and like for a beginner as an Amazon seller, say they don't have a big budget, what would you recommend them?
I would recommend an S corporation, especially for the stuff that you guys do in Amazon. An S corporation only requires one shareholder, which would be one owner for the entity.
Okay.
You don't need much to start. We would have to file some information with the Secretary of State to form it for example, here in the state of California. It all varies depending on different states. But here in California, an articles of corporation,
mm-hmm.
of incorporation, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And the statement of information. Those are the first two things to file.
Okay.
To start the corporation.
Okay. So you would recommend someone like someone that's starting from scratch. It's S corp, right?
An S corporation.
An S corp. Okay. How about I know when you open an account, Amazon actually gives you the option to file as an sole proprietor, which means like can you go a little into that?
So a sole proprietor, all you need is obviously again the sales permit to submit to Amazon.
Okay.
But the disadvantages are that everything goes under your name. Everything goes into your own personal bank account, and you don't want that. Why? Because things might happen, and someone might get a chance to maybe sue you, or maybe try to get a hold of your stuff because they're seeing that your business is going well. Again, we live in a country where losses come left and right, so you gotta look out for that. By having an entity, you might protect yourself from those lawsuits.
Oh, okay, wow, yeah. See, that's something that I didn't know back then, right? So for years I basically did it without any entity. And this, like I said, when I got my entity, it was game changer. Am I wrong to say that? Like, is it like the legal way to like lie to Uncle Sam?
No.
No?
You can't say those things.
Oh,
yeah. No, everything has to be done legally. Every single expense that you write off, it's a legal consent.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure that everything that you deduct is on behalf of the business.
Oh, okay, there we go. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the actual word. It's basically knowing what to actually report and what I cannot report, right?
Yes.
Because I mean, back then I didn't know that I could. Some of the things that you could report, like 100%, almost 100% of a car write-off.
Yes.
Some stuff. It's a whole game changer in the whole business, and that's why I think this topic is very important, because a lot of people, like even me, I'm still learning.
Yes,
I'm still learning.
With taxes, every single year something changes. Every single thing is different. Mm-hmm. Especially now that coming tomorrow, actually, we're gonna have a new president, and we'll see how it goes. He had a couple of initiatives. He wants to put into tax laws, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay, so like basically those are the basic things that I wanted to cover. Like I wanted them to hear them from. I wanted them to hear from you. Is like, what is the actual first thing you gotta cover? And clearly one is a seller's permit, and two,
and the entity,
right?
Yes.
Okay, and just to help people out there that like don't know this, like me, I didn't know it's so easy. How would I go about obtaining a seller's permit?
A seller's permit, you just have to log into the California Department of Tax and Free Administration. Mm-hmm. As long as you have the information that they request, you're able to fill it out. Maybe it might take you like a good 20 minutes to fill out every single form. And,
is it free?
It's completely free.
Okay, it's free. Yeah, there we go, guys. It's free. You just gotta put your information there.
You gotta put your information
because the type of business, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And also, say just to give an idea, how much would like an entity like an S corp cost me? You know, say that I'm trying to budget it. How much would it cost, or how would I obtain that?
To obtain it is a little bit difficult because the formation stuff, the formalities of a corporation might be a little bit more sophisticated, but to pay taxes, the only thing that you will pay a minimum is $800.
Oh, okay. Got you. All right. So basically, you'd recommend them to go to a CPA or an accountant, something that they know what they're doing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know that for a long time I wanted to do it by myself, but then I saw some of the things they were asking. I'm like I said, because I was, it's not being cheap. It's just not knowing the right information.
Yes.
And so therefore, I avoided accounting for a long time until I saw how much I owe IRS, and I'm like, wait, let me go to an actual accountant. So okay, yeah, very good information, and some of that, I know that I'm gonna be later on covering other topics, and we could go and talk about seller's permit and entities like for hours, right?
Yes.
Because every entity has like its own benefits, right?
Its own unique perspective of the type of business that you do.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. So that's gonna be for a later topic, guys. I know that I just want to make this quick and brief, so there's easy for them to digest, for them to like suck it in,
yes.
And then I guess it's step by step, right?
Yes. The one thing I'll leave you with is, I know that a lot of people want to do stuff on their own, but to honest truth, the bigger, the better the team that you have, the more calm, the more easy stuff will happen. Because if you try to do everything, if you're the accountant, if you're the preparer, and if you're the controller of the corporation, and you're this and you're that, it's a hassle.
Yeah.
It's a hassle.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. Like that's a really great point, and that's actually I want to consider a pro tip. Because later on, for further videos too, this actually deserves a video too, but that's actually a pro tip. The better the team you have, the more chances you have of growing and basically just giving the tedious stuff to like people, to your team, while you do greater stuff, right?
It gives you the better chance to you truly focus on your business and make it grow.
Wow, there you go. We just gave a good nugget there, right? We just gave a huge tip. We should charge them for that. I'm just kidding. My whole content is about sharing what I know, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully this helps out. Jose, thanks for taking the time and answering some of these questions. I know that I'm gonna be bugging you for other questions.
No worries.
And this is not the last time you'll see Jose in the camera. Till next time, Jose.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, we're signing up. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, well, that's a wrap. I hope this information was helpful for you guys. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please remember to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell button so you can get my latest videos. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Marco signing out.